crypto asset? Which one's the best crypto asset? Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Which one's the best? 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 What's the second best? There is no second best.
Oh, welcome to Discover Crypto. This is the blockchain basement deep dive on everything crypto. It's midday. Bitcoin's being wild on the price action. Ethereum with a little bit of a haircut. Can we hold these recently rediscovered levels at $3,700, $3,600, or are we destined to go back down to 3K? Plus, we're going to be looking at a key signal on Solana's macro chart. I saw go off this week. This matters so much for people in the Solana ecosystem, really the Solana native token, but decentralized exchanges and all of the DeFi that is going on Solana is about to see a major move. We're going to take a look at that in today's show and pull the leaves back and kind of see what's under the hood of some of our favorite blockchains. See if the lights are still on, because things have been pumping, folks. We have been pumping, but now the markets are taking a little bit of a breath. So let's get the housekeeping out of the way. For you that don't know, I am Drew from the Blockchain Basement, long-term researcher, writer, and content developer here on Discover Crypto. And I have my own show here. It looks like it's going to be around 1 p.m. We're still figuring out the exact perfect time to have this show at midday. But you know what? We're coming to you live with the information. We're going to be looking at a lot of different ecosystems that we've been very focused on over the last 2 years here. This primarily dominated by Base and Solana for two different reasons, and I'm going to explain those reasons in this show today. So blink twice. Yeah, I guess I'm okay. I just got done working out. It's interesting getting on the new work schedule here. Just got the workout done. Make sure you follow me on the Twitter. Yeah, at Druth Crypto. And also, we're going to be having deep dives on a very key metric going off in the Solana, in the Ethereum ecosystem tonight, our blockchain basement. I will drop that for you guys down in the chat so you can go follow the blockchain basement, keep up to date with all of our videos. This is where we're going to be doing my more deep dive analysis, focused content on either particular chain, a ecosystem that really is needing that attention at the time. As you know, and I must reemphasize this, my background here stems from heavy research and writing that information into a digestible form. So this is where a lot of those newer, and I used to be up to this all the time. You can see I used to make a lot of videos, pre-records. I am going to be putting all this information there. So let's check out where Bitcoin is, and shout out to the chat. Just so you know, I have the power to ban still. I brought the power to ban to Discover Crypto. I'm going to light it up here with this one. What up, that guy? Ethan Smith, Miguel, Jeff, DeFi Crypto and Airdrops, my man, Veteran Crypto, Sufficient Enough, Jay-Z, Martin Rodriguez, Madman Manuro, Overthinker. A lot of people have been asking me if I'm freaking, just walking away from the basement. No, I'm deciding I'm just going to hang out when I'm like kind of not doing anything and just want to chat with people. Go to the OG Basement Discord video. We also have the Discover Investments Group Discord that they have live trades in as we speak. They're always looking for that next way to print some tether. Is pump ready to pump again? Is the pump ready to pump again, man? I don't know if you're talking about pump token. Pump token looks like a limp, very bad phallic symbol. Pump token is not looking good. We're going to take a look at this. It's been a little rough for pump token here. Obviously, some Elon tweets came out that I can't quite mention here on the show today, and thankfully you can't quite see what he said. But this is the pump chart. You can go look at what he said for yourself. Pump token not looking too good. Hopefully those early investors get out of that one alive. It's currently still at a $1 billion market cap. So much lower to go for that one. Now Bitcoin has been showing some interesting signs of price action so far today. What we had was a pump into market open. The market opens, and then we get a flash wick to the downside, met with eager buyers down here in this 117.5 zone. And this is notably a midpoint of the W pattern that we've been forming. This is on the 15-minute candle structure over the shorter term. And really over the last few weeks here, I am of the opinion that we have now developed a pretty tradable channel for Bitcoin with heavy buying going on in the 116.1 up to 116.9 zone. And we've had heavy amounts of selling in this 119,500 to $120,000 zone. So this is a wonderful little channel that we've been developing. Currently, though, we are doing something very, very interesting on Bitcoin's descending trend line, where it kept tapping its head up against in terms of price action. Has been consistent up until this morning. This morning, we did pop our little heads right up and over that. Now, what I do hope to see in a mega bullish setup is to be able to see a bounce right here at this zone where we can take off to that next moment. This, where we're at right now, is actually a very, very important moment in terms of price action. We are nearing that POC. The point of control on Bitcoin sits at a very intriguing level. So currently, the point of control on this range we built in Bitcoin is sitting at essentially, we got to back it up just a little bit to get that good data here. Right around 117,800. So it's slightly moving up. Yesterday it was at 117,500. So we are slowly getting an eke up in terms of the point of control. This should act as a macro bounce point should we see continued rollovers. And you know what? I wouldn't be too surprised if we did experience something like that in the short term. We have to check out what the actual charts look like on money flow terms to actually see what's going on with that. But I know this is all about trading. Really, what I'm hoping and expecting is a nice bounce somewhere around this downward trend line so we can get that trampoline movement back up to the upside. Now, Bitcoin has longer goals than just that. We're going to take a look at this. This is a very, very interesting design to the market that I stumbled across within the week. And I think that it matters for what we're working with here. Bitcoin, essentially, I want to go to the daily to show you this. It's a pretty large pattern, but it's a rising inverted head and shoulders. So it's a macro chart pattern. This, if you do the measurement from breakout, to the shoulder levels, we're looking at a very interesting price point, around $140,000. But this target from just this signal, I'm pairing on top of another signal that I think is very, very important. We've been following on Bitcoin for the last few months here. Now, it is the weekly green dot having been printed and that expected upswing. There's a few ways to look at this, but we've only had the momentum move to the downside and get a trigger to the upside 3 times since September of 2023. So we had this moment right here, which ended up being 190% pump. This secondary move ended up being a 90% pump. Now we've ridden to the upside off of the third move, and I am expecting, conservatively to see a 60% move since that signal went off, and that signal went off right at around $85,000 here. We have completed a good portion of that pump, notably. So we have completed a good portion of it, coming up about 37% of that expectation of the move, but 60% a diminished experience from signals previous would actually bring us to that $140,000 level as well. So there are 2 points of confluence, both pointing to a very, very aggressive move in the cards for Bitcoin over the next few weeks here. This is why I have so much fun with my fishing line in the river of leverage positions on Bitcoin, because if I can catch that pump like I've done in the past, boy, howdy, does that get fun there. Check out the chat here real quick. What is the website that use market cap on a coin to estimate how high it can go? Ron Scott asking me this question. Let's go check it out together, brother. Let's check it out together. This is a great website. This is where it's very useful to know tokenomics, but this is Coin Perspective. Okay, Coin Perspective. You go here, thecoinperspective.com. Now, what you got to keep in mind here is that tokenomics are dynamic and they change. Great example, XRP. We have our show more controls tab right there. This is where people get it screwed up. They don't use the more controls. The more controls matter. More controls lives matter. go to 167 billion, because that's roughly about how many XRP tokens are going to be in circulation by the beginning of 2026. So we want to be generous in the amount of tokens coming out. And then we have to check out if, currently XRP passed a very key moment last night. XRP surpassed $215 billion in market cap last night. That is nothing to scoff at right now. So we're going to go check it out. XRP currently down from those highs it experienced, but still over $200 billion market cap. It's at a $208 billion market cap. So I, in aggregate, feel like the general market cap of this current season has the strong potential to double. With that, I could see XRP's market cap doubling very conservatively. So we look at that, that'd be a right around $415 billion market cap. Okay, should it double and just rise in aggregate with the rest of the market and not fall off a cliff? So then we go here to XRP, Coin Perspective, and go check out what a $400 billion market cap would mean for XRP, given the tokenomic situation has changed. And you end up with $6.12. So yes, it's a website you can use to plug in different information, but you really have to understand tokenomics, unlock schedules, things of that nature to use it effectively. So just keep that in mind. Now, the greater crypto market scheme, it's not looking too bad right now. We got Bitcoin at 118.5. Solana, though, really coming off the top ropes. Solana's coming off the top ropes. It's acting with aggression. It's got some signals going on within the flow of money that's coming into the chain and the transactions that are really showing me that we're in for some absolute fireworks on Solana. So in this show today, another key thing that I want us to be able to do is to look at some of the top auxiliary plays on Solana. I think that there's a lot of auxiliary movements that we make on Solana to make some serious gains, even with having the market pumped like it has recently. I know some key projects in Solana's staking ecosystem that really haven't moved at all yet. And if we take advantage of those moments, that's where we get that good upside. Pulling up the show here to see, so we make sure we got all the people. Nice to see you here. We got 1,700 people watching right now. That's great. That's great news. Now, that being said, we had some news about Coinbase and their perpetuals rolling out. Coinbase officially launches the perpetual futures trading in the United States. Very, very interesting move. Now, one thing to keep an eye on with this Coinbase perpetual futures rollout is how Hyperliquid reacts to the release. Now, let's go here. We're going to go check out Hyperliquid. Number 11 currently down 4% on the day. Down 4% on the day. Has not broken that $40 key level for it to be able to hold, though. Like, as long as we can hold 40, you're looking very, very bullish structurally on Hyperliquid. So the rollout of Coinbase Perps has not affected Hyperliquid too badly today. In the aggregate, I think that more and more people, once they realize that they can, trade with clarity here in the United States with perpetuals on Coinbase, you're going to see a lot of major institutions vie to do so. This is going to be something to watch out for in terms of the pressures and the pull from decentralized exchanges that Coinbase perpetual futures might indeed create over the long term, especially when you talk about institutionals willing to go trade, not just us degens here. I'm talking about big bags being able to get into there. So speaking of big bags, we also had this. Let's go here. Coinbase partnered up with PNC Bank, the 7th largest bank, to let 9 million customers. They're buying and selling and holding crypto directly in their accounts. This is absolutely crazy to see it happening in live time. I personally would never allow a bank to hold my crypto. The only thing that I like using is an Arculus cold storage wallet. So obviously you have that bad boy right there. You get your informational documentation. Gracias. Merci. It's actually a pretty cool card. Steel card, tap it, get 3-factor authentication, and you're off to the races. So move into the Discover Investments Group Discord. You can also get 20% off by using base 20 I use the basement code here on the Discover show here. But either way, you get 20% off. You can get yourself your own cold storage. Don't let banks be your storage device. It's nice to see these banks rolling out and, hey, I'll hold on to that crypto for you, Sonny. I would never, I'm not the guy that would never do that. I would never do that. There's just no point. The basement's not dead, Wispy. We got a show coming out tonight. That's what I'm telling you. You got to go to the basement YouTube tonight. We got a show, our live. Well, it's not really a live, it's a pre-record, but it's coming out at 5 p.m. today, and it gives some key signals on Ethereum's ecosystem. It's not dead. People act like I'm a ghost. I'm a walking ghost. Bitcoin miners turning to AI to stay profitable. This is a conversation in terms of where aggregate money is likely going to flow over the next 10 years. We see Bitcoin miners turning their compute power to the AI industry to stay profitable after the 2024 halving from $3.5 billion contracts of GPU powered data centers. Companies like Core Scientific and Hut 8 are cashing in on AI by providing that compute powered AI. Now, there's a lot of things IRL in our real life, in our regular life, that we can do and apply to make sure that we also are positioned professionally to experience this massive expanse. I think that what we're on the precipice of is what I've called the New Deal for quite some time. And I think that there's a lot of pressure that's going to be coming in terms of money printing that's going to push AI and nuclear power to levels that, we once were at a great economic boom here in the United States. We pulled back since the massive roaring explosion of our economy. It might be time that they turn that back on. So, and I got to say, moving XRP's market cap up to $215 billion market cap last night, that's a big move. Credit where credit is due. Even in this number, it could double and they're still getting, $6, maybe $6.30 XRP, but at large, that's a 2x. I'm not getting excited about a 2x. It's kind of crazy though. I saw CryptoFace. He's talking about maybe buying XRP. So he's got 4 or 5 tokens he's thinking of buying. And he's thinking XRP, SWI, Solana, ETH, and Pepe. Give me your ideas in the chat. What would you recommend to CryptoFace for other projects to look into? Y'all know the picks I would take. Free buck. I am the black. You're out of control. Out of control. Cali Crypto, dude. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it, man. I got the power of the band up here. Plume is a good one. He is missing Chainlink. He is missing Arrow. He really doesn't have any base plays here. Any base plays? There's no base plays. It's very weak on base. Very weak. Plume, Arrow. A lot of people like Plume. My Plume bag has been doing pretty dang good as of lately. That's probably not a bad recommendation at all. Plume has been absolutely exploding. Curve, I like that one as well. But it's interesting to see CryptoFace now looking at XRP, right? I mean, and it's a big market cap. It's a very strong market cap. You're looking at a strong, 2x on that. It's not many things in the investment world that you can just be like, yeah, I feel pretty damn good that I'm going to gain 100% on this. Like, that's the fun in crypto. And, people say that I say this about XRP's price and I'm bearish. Like, you're about to gain 100% on your bag. That's not bearish. You don't go broke doubling. Just there. You have a lot of fun other places too. You have a lot of fun other places too. I'm going to see if I can get logged in here and pull up my portfolio because I know Plume has been really pumping as of late. Altcoins have been really, kind of explosive over the last day or so. They've been taking a little bit of a calm in the storm. Let's see here. Says he loves the ADA chart too. I mean, there's nothing. The ADA chart overall has higher lows. It's got higher highs each bull market. System still works. It's not much to complain about. Not much to complain about when it comes to Cardano, man. Other than, price action will bore you to death until it goes absolutely ballistic and then you sold your bag because you ran out of patience. That's what happens more often than not. More often than not, that's how it goes down. I mean, see if I can get in here. I want to go check out coin market cap. Let's go look at this. So Plume, we got to check out real quick. You guys are suggesting Plume a lot. Let's see here. Plume is at 12 cents. Now, I started a small bag of Plume around, I think, 12 or 13 cents. So basically where it's at right now. At the lows, I was trying to just buy the lows of this channel. It ended up losing that channel, going all the way down to like 7.5 cents. I got a much heavier allocation of Plume at about 8.5 cents. So that buy in the short term is actually doing really, really well. Now this isn't even back to equilibrium of 15 cents where it came out. So there's a lot of work to do on Plume for people that didn't play, the lows so concisely, and they were just kind of blasting each, level that they felt like it. That is something that I got to kind of watch out for, is seeing this amount of probably sell action that would be there at 14, 15. But this is such a small market cap. This is a kind of project that could just absolutely blast off, go to the billions of dollar market cap, and just rip your face off. This could absolutely rip your face off. And it's held up pretty good. It's held up pretty good, especially for something that comes out. It's pretty new to the RWA maddening sector, where we know the world is being tokenized, but they keep you edged on those charts for as long as possible. Now, let's get back to the show here. We got Solana action to cover. So crypto face, for me, I would recommend Morpho. I'd say Morpho's missing. I'd say Morpho. I didn't see it in the chat. Very bullish on Morpho. God, it's just like I naturally am talking like Trump at this point. Ave's a good pick too. Ave's a good pick. Now, Solana. Let's go check out Solana. Here it is. Solana fibbed. All right. Solana fibbed. Solana is just now, with this move back up to $200, coming to its 2021 high zone once again. This is a beautiful time. It's a time to celebrate. If you are a Solana holder, hitting these levels, haven't done it in a while. Now we're at the reset zone, the originating previous all-time high zone on the Fibonacci sequence. Something very, very key just happened with Solana that we need to pay attention to. And if I didn't, I would be doing you a disservice. You maxis of Solana and Bitcoin, and you crypto legends wandering the plains looking for that alpha. Here it is. We had our momentum wave move to the downside, a trigger within, and a green dot on the weekly. More importantly, we saw a gigantic mountain of money flow early into Solana that looked like it was leaving. I was like, oh boy, we're just going down. We're going to head back down into the flow of red hell where we came from. Wrong. What has happened? My wonderful crypto people. I feel like I'm saying gospel right now. We're starting to swoop back up to the upside. We're building up a nice parabolic bounce, not even having to go to the zero trend line. And this is a great sign for me. Not that Solana is going to be the winner of all things in crypto, but that Solana is probably going to double or triple from its current prices that it's at right now. And with that comes massive, massive gains to be made on Solana auxiliary plays. Right? So we noticed, we've used RTA. We see that the overall ecosystem of Solana is about to expand in value. Clearly. Now, we talk about the other elephant in the room for Solana that is going to push it into the limelight, but by a way that might surprise you. Here is David Saxs. David Saxs talking about how America will win the AI race. We're going to have a listen to this, and then we're going to talk about what's to come here in America. Now, got to make this slightly smaller so I can click the little button here. It made it all wonky on me. There we go.
Well, Maria, I think there's three things that we have to do to win the AI race. Number one is innovation. Like Secretary Bessent was saying, we have to be the leader in innovation. We have to outcompete our global adversaries. There's no substitute for that. You can't regulate your way to winning the AI race. And in America, the innovation is done by the private sector. And so we have to get the red tape out of the way. This is why President Trump rescinded that 100-page Biden EO that imposed a lot of burdensome regulation on our AI companies. This is why President Trump rescinded the 200-page Biden diffusion rule, which put a tremendous amount of burdensome regulation on our chip companies. So we want to get the red tape out of the way. Number two is infrastructure. We have to build out the most infrastructure in the United States. That's what the Pennsylvania announcement was, $92 billion of new investment in the heartland of the country to upgrade the grid, to generate more power, and to build more data centers. And it was President Trump who really was very farsighted and led the way for this, because he understood years ago that we had to drill, baby, drill. We had to unlock American energy, because that's the basis for all future growth. And you need AI. In order to have AI dominance, you need to have energy dominance. And so President Trump, I think, has unleashed that with his pro-energy policies.
To have AI dominance, you need energy dominance. It is a layered process that America is taking on this initiative to compete with China on a nation state level for data control and the rollout of AI systems across all sectors. Not only does this have corporate incentives of less people, less capital, less salaries you have to pay, and just have AI do the production, the conversation, the customer service, those things in between. This, if you apply this rollout of AI now, in 10 years, you're probably going to end up with a cheaper product line from things being automated and continuous work. But in the meantime, what this means is that we have to expand our energy infrastructure and invest trillions of dollars, not billions. Like we're talking this move in Pennsylvania, that's great. We're seeing trillions of dollars line up on the sidelines to invest and be a part of the new American deal. This is an expansion of nuclear power, coal, energy production in general, to roll out massive amounts of data centers. And with these data centers, a lot of this compute power is being lended and has a focus on AI. I've seen these AI agents come out over the last few months. They have, in a vast majority sense, chosen Solana as a place to build off from. The transaction systems are cheap. You can build very easily as an AI agent or an AI project on Solana. I've seen this all over the place. Now that I see David Saxs, who used to talk about Solana all the freaking time on his own podcast, this guy knows all about Solana. And if we're thinking that the crypto czar that's in control of crypto and AI legislation isn't going to have Solana at the tip of his tongue when he's organizing the systems these can actually roll out on, we're kidding ourselves. This guy knows. He doesn't just know, he knows the guy who knows. This guy knows stuff on the guy who knows. David Saxs is a very big Solana bull of the past. Now, as we know, he did away with his kind of crypto portfolio when he took on this role as the crypto czar. But I'm just saying, we have a super cycle on the IRL side with AI and nuclear power and coal energy. This is all being created to actually roll out a massive AI overscope of our economy. And David Saxs is the guy that's the crypto czar in control of this. He used to be big on Solana. Things to think about when we think about long-term investing. Now, with last night's price action, is Crypto Stevo. Stevo says, holy shite, Solana just skyrocketed past BNB market cap way faster than I predicted. Next flip, USDT Tether. Let's go take a look. Let's go take a look at where Solana is as the dust is settled this morning. Solana coming in at I don't count Tether. It's like number 4. It was just counting a stable coin. And absolutely crazy. Solana now trying to fight for that juicy number 3 crypto spot that's held by XRP. Can it compete? Can it do it? It's at $108 billion right now. XRP is nearly double at $208 billion. So the race is on for spot number 3. Chat, let me know what your sentiment is. I know there's a lot of people that love XRP. There's a lot of people that love Solana. Which one is going to be in that number 3 position by the end of the year? I want to know from you what you think of that. But now we've talked about all the different driving factors behind Solana, not to mention the meme craze that hoists up its base levels, the pump funds, all the the meme coin cults. If you want to find them, you go to Solana's pastures. Now, on Solana, there's also a massive ecosystem for DeFi. And here is Camino talking about their Earn program generated $500,000 in interest for users, $85 million in deposits across 10 automated vaults. Camino is similar to me to Marinade, which is also a DeFi test bed happening on Solana that I find very fascinating. Marinade is cooked into a lot of the language, a lot of the conversation for Solana ETFs. And I think Solana ETFs and Ethereum ETFs that have staking are coming. I absolutely do feel that way. Now, mechanisms like Marinade are behind that staking, where the yield comes from. Marinade already had been mentioned in a few of these ETF staking filings that I've seen so far, and the price is at extreme lows in relativity to the previous pumps it's had. So it has spent some time in the 30-cent range, peaking out at 36 cents in December of 2023. But really, where Marinade sits, I feel a lot of FOMO looking at this chart. And another reason, just beyond the conversational point of Solana staked ETFs, is the real value that is on the chain. Let's go to DeFi Llama to have a look-see. So we hop on over here to DeFi Llama, punch in Marinade, and this is where we can get a good overscope of its price relative to TVL, and the TVL is looking bullish as all get out. You have higher lows being created consistently in each sell-off moment of the broader crypto markets. The TVL has established higher lows. Then we have the metric of price, Marinade's price under this, and the price has not caught up with this ever-growing TVL by any stretch of the imagination. So this looks very, very bullish to me. This looks very, very bullish to me. I'm compounding a lot of things in mind. I see institutional fever pitch. What do you think BlackRock is buying Ethereum in preparation for? For Ethereum to keep losing? Is Larry Fink like, all right, we made all this money in Bitcoin. Now let's start shilling Ethereum because it's the worst time to do so, and we can go lose all those gains. No, BlackRock knows the game. They're filling their bags because they know that staking is coming to Ethereum, and that is going to cause billions of dollars in inflows into Ethereum on a daily basis because of it, because you can go get massive yield. This is clear. Drew, check out Rise. All right, I'll check out Rise. Talked about Rise a week ago. I'll check it out. Now, Ethereum sucks. No, well, yeah, I kind of hate Ethereum. What I'd love is things that have the potential to triple. Ethereum, it's Joseph Lubin's kind of love child. I wonder how many early ICO bags really are out there sitting on massive, massive bags. But there's no denying that a lot of the DeFi stems from Ethereum, and it's important to notice that. It's important to notice that also these ETH treasury positions keep growing. Sharply Gaming boosted its Ethereum holdings by 29%. Now it's sitting on 360,000 Ethereum, worth $250 million. A record $250 million weekly purchase. Absolutely crazy. Major amounts of money is flowing into ETH. What do we think they're preparing for? Well, I am here to pontificate that they are speculating on Ethereum ETF being available to stake. And then you're going to see an absolute chaos, fever pitch FOMO on Wall Street for it. Now, Eric Trump is dancing on his hill. We got ETH down 40% since Eric Trump posted his Ethereum tweet right here, noted. And Eric comes back. How am I doing now? Now, he posted this up right at about, let's see here, 2,900 bucks. We lost a little bit. We lost a little bit of value since then, down 39% at the floor of where we fell to. And now Ethereum is well back above and beyond that. Curious on where the charts are for Ethereum right now. Let's go check out ETH on Coin Market Cap. So Ethereum has been something that we need to pay attention for Ethereum to do, because I want Ethereum to rise, because that causes everything else to freaking rise in the altcoin sector for the most part. unless you are in a rug that will soon be rugged, regardless of how the other markets do. Now, let's check this out. The weekly, absolutely insane. I put it in the Discover Investments Group Discord a week and a half ago. Imagine the smell of $3,200 Ethereum. Man, we overshot that and went all the way on up to $3,700. Now, where we're at right now is very, very important historically. And if you just draw the trend, you notice the trend, bam, go to essentially the top of that. Actually, we're pretty much right there, the top of these candle bodies on the weekly. We are tapping right at that point here. So this is something to think about. We are coming up on a little bit of a struggle snuggle for Ethereum. It's got to punch up and above this, downward trend line. And in my opinion, do a number like that. We're right at that level. We'll see if we can get continued push above and beyond to the $4,000 spot. See a pullback, prove it as support, and then move on up from there. That is what I'm looking for on this graph. It is very, very shocking to realize people were giving up right before they got 182% pump on ETH. Absolutely wild. Life comes at you quick. Life comes at you quick. 3,200, a good highlight by Dizzy Gang, is a very important spot for Ethereum as well. So we could essentially, keep this mind in line in case I see a pullback in terms of price to it. And that's where I could comfortably get in some long positions with reasonable and responsible levels of leverage because it is an altcoin. So keep that in mind. If you're getting FOMO-eyed, you're feeling like I'm going to put the whole farm on the line for 20x on an altcoin, you will be liquidated very, very quickly. XRP candle. Look at XRP candle. Let's go. I'll look at the XRP candle. Let's go look at it together. All right, XRP. Let's go. And something notable as well for trending tokens. The top trending token right now is Bitcoin, then Solana, then Pi token, a total scam. So just a quick note there, quick side note. Now XRP, let's go check it out. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy here. We'll go check out Rise for you, Mr. Veteran Crypto. And it's probably brand new. God, it's up 277%. Jeez. Oh, wow. Okay. So it's not like it's not the oldest token on the block, right? But a massive, massive resurgence. Am I looking at crime on a graph? This is what I wonder what I'm looking at. Is this crime on a graph? Total escape from a death spiral. Total escape. Totally redeemed yourself. And it is up massively from that 200% rise. Ooh, good tagline too. It's on base. Looks like it's a DeFi play. We'll go check out their Twitter. Check it out here real quick. They're actively on a space. Oh shit. Okay, there's my man Travis. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right, they're on Kraken. All right. Differentiation in likes, so they're not botting their likes. It doesn't look like. Just go here. All right. This passes the first sniff test. Definitely has had an escape. I'm not dead pump, which is crazy to see. God, crypto is so nuts. Crypto is so crazy, isn't it? Isn't it? Now, base I like. We've also seen base stable coins going vertical. So we have transacting addresses absolutely going through the roof on base. Every country deserves their currency on chain, says Jesse at base. He's the base builder. He's a big account. I should probably follow him. There you go. But just highlighting just the basic address activity on the base network is very, very important to do. I feel blessed that we looked at the right ecosystems. Who let Drew out of the basement? Unbelievable. I know, and the children have commandeered my basement. So, it's all their fault. It's all their fault. There's my boy right on the corner. Now, another base play so we've talked about base being basically focused on capturing Ethereum. And for all intents and purposes, I feel like they've done a great job of doing so. Now you can utilize Ethereum for a fraction of the cost. They're building out things to make Ethereum quicker. more sound. And we've seen additions, technical additions to the base network that are really making it easy to do DeFi, right? Talking about AI agents, telling your AI agent, hey, I want this type of yield. I want to go here. I want to go there. Get that money because I want to print money just like Jerome Powell does, just like God intended. Then you're going to go to Mammo. Mammo has been rolled out by Moonwell, team behind Moonwell. And now they're opening up a USDC trading pool live on Aerodrome. They're integrating with another one of my favorite base plays, which I fully expected to see and have happen. Centralized exchange on base. When people trade, Mammo earns platform fees. And if you hold Mammo in the Mammo account, those earnings will start flowing back to you. Another thing I need to do is collect my Mammo airdrop. Shout out to Veteran Crypto for giving me the link. I'm sad to say that I need the link again because I deleted my browser and I was going from one show to the next, but I need to go collect that Mammo airdrop for having held Moonwell in my card or in my my wallet. So, oh damn. Yeah, Mammo using, I don't think they'll airdrop me if I'm holding Morpho as well though. But this is important to see. A AI agent that can literally do DeFi for you. I'm terrible. I can't even believe I didn't follow them. We've showed them before they even got listed, before they even went live with the token generation event. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right. Mammo currently sitting at 14 cents. It's up 1,500% since it was released. You knew about this coin before it even got released. If you follow the blockchain basement, if you follow my work, you knew about this thing ahead of time. Now, here it is. We're getting aggressive. Aggressive. This is like drunk Uncle Timmy aggression on the higher lows being created for Mammo's price. Granted, this is a very, very new project. It is currently at a $40 million market cap. Still a micro cap. This is an AI agent I think is going to be part of the next iteration of, we saw the first pump in March of 2024. It was very AI adjacent. It was near, it was ICP. It wasn't hardcore AI projects that were pumped in March of 2024. Then December of 2024 was the AI agent hyper move, right? We saw AI agents, a lot of them stemming out of virtuals. We saw AI XBT, all of these things go very, very parabolic. I think the next step for this AI pumpamental scheme is AI agents that do your DeFi or DeFi AI, I think is what they're calling it. But DeFi AI agents, I think, are the next step in this pumpamental flow of markets here. So just keep an eye out on it. Mammo is something I'm having complete FOMO on. I'm about to top blast it, but I'm going to remain based. I'm looking for it around 10 cents. Remaining based, don't want to get too excited here. This 5 to 10 cent range would be preferable on Mammo, but I know they're over there doing good stuff. And it's probably going to be a very, very violent mover this market cycle. So now we move on. Why did Grock get suspended? Grock has been suspended on X. This came out last night from DGen News. Then they decided to unsuspend the account. Someone asked Grock what happened. It was a brief suspension earlier today over content that highlighted potential biases in X moderation. The issue was resolved quickly. I am fully operational now. Thanks for asking. So Grock keeps getting slapped around, put back in the dog pen where it came from. The AI that we thought that we were going to be fighting, the Terminator on our lawn, not so much. Basically a chat bot that gets put back into its box every 5 minutes because it takes our data and just says it as it is. Kind of an interesting thing. So now, we've covered a lot. The circus between Jerome Powell and the Federal Housing Authority has continued. Not only the Federal Housing Authority, but Trump. Trump says that Fed Chair Jerome Powell is keeping the interest rates high for political reasons. And as this is going on, we have the U.S. Housing Authority, Federal Housing Director, Pulte, saying that Federal Chair Jerome Powell's resignation speech is coming soon. Okay? So you got the Housing Director, we got the President going after Jerome Powell, and then off the top ropes comes Representative Paulina Luna, as she refers to Federal Chair Jerome Powell into a Department of Justice investigation of criminal charges, accusing him of perjury in 2 instances. So we see a lot of political tug and pull. Jerome Powell came out and spoke this morning, and the silence was deafening. Jerome Powell just spoke earlier this morning, 2 minutes, no rate update, no word on the Department of Justice inquiries. Markets expected absolute fireworks. They got a shrug, but that silence might have just been the biggest red flag of all. Here's a write up from our Crypto Talk. Really liked it. Good work. The speech was part of a Fed hosting event on banking rules. The topic was integrated review of capital framework of large banks, yada, yada, yada. Here's the full speech in a nutshell right there. Let's rewind and look back. The Paulina Luna criminal referral to the Department of Justice hit 72 hours ago over perjury, accusing him of $2.5 billion of Fed renovation projects being involved in this perjury accusation, false statements, luxury beehives, marble upgrades, not a conspiracy theory, a real letter to the Attorney General. Now, always attack from the top rope. That's the best strategy. 100% freedom guy. Trump allies have been going after this Powell removal pretty heavily, calling for this resignation, replacement shortlist, things of this, basically just posturing in the mainstream media. The same Powell just weeks ago told Congress the building isn't safe. There's nothing luxurious about the renovation, yet officials' records show rooftop gardens, VIP dining rooms, and a $600 million cost overrun. Cue the allegations. The speech today had no word of this for Powell to defend himself, not a single line about the referral, and not even an offhand comment of the Fed's integrity. Powell acted like none of this existed, and that might have been the point, because if Powell were to resign, that would have been the moment. Live mic, national stream, full control of the narrative, but he didn't. He doubled down on his silence, and that leaves us with the Department of Justice hasn't announced any official charges as of yet. Trump isn't firing him as of yet, and Powell isn't resigning as of yet, but the political heat is real, and the silence is deafening. Now we move into all eyes on July, but guess what? There's going to be no rate cut. Likely going to be no rate cut in July. So we're not really looking out for a rate cut until September. We're looking at 25 base points, and then we skip October. There's expectations that we actually don't have a rate cut in the October meeting, but then December is expected 50 base point cut. That's where the markets are sitting right now. And now with all this going on, Trump talking about eliminating capital gains on tax for housing, right? So this is an interesting move. I might be in the market for a house begrudgingly. I know I need a new house, just a pain in the butt moving. Oh my God. All right. Now silver had a little bit of a move. Silver, it moved up to like $38, $38 US dollars. You want to go check out the silver graph, may as well. I mean, it's showing some signs of life. Is silver about to go to $10,000? Probably not, but it's at $39. That's a pretty big move. Got the weekly chart here showing right now. We'll go to the monthly. Show this data. Now, actually looking, kind of looks like a cup and a handle. A major, like 30-year cup and handle. What the? Let's look at this. Hold on. Wait a minute. What would this end up? Go to the handle breakout point. No. There's no way. Okay, good. Okay. Yeah, good call. On log. Jesus. Still, that's retarded. I gotta delete this. I'm gonna look at what this one looks like. Not on log. Oop. Here we go. Let's see what this bad boy looks like. Like 74. That's more within reason. That's why those charts off log, they can really throw you off. Those log charts. Interesting. Silver not looking too bad. Interesting that silver's not looking too bad. I'm not a gold and silver maxi by any means, right? I'm a crypto maxi. I can understand people that want to hold gold and silver. I get it. I get it. I even have, I think, some silver. I have a little bit of silver. I got rid of all my gold last market. All ham, full ham on Bitcoin and crypto. Now, whew, I gotta talk about something. I gotta fix my posture. So sometimes I get caught with the leaning, and I do a slight lean around shorter people for their feelings, and I am going to stop. I am not going to stop. I'm going to just be like this around short people. I don't care if it makes them uncomfortable. It's better for my posture. Good posture matters. Good posture matters, folks. Now, everyone say goodbye to Brian Krasenstein. I guess he follows me and I don't follow him back. I never will. But he's leaving the country. Wife looks kind of terrified. Zoom in on the wife, looking a little worried. Now, back to the charts. That image is going to haunt me. Yeah. I know. Like kind of being like this, you're just like, you don't want to be like way over them or whatever, but gonna do. I'll just walk around like this. You know what I mean? Walk into a room. That's how I'm going to do it. Let's go check out the charts. I'm going to see if I can fire off any sort of trade today or what my general thoughts on this Bitcoin market. Let's go here. Cause I got some dry powder pow sitting around here. The point of control is seeming to be that nice bouncy spot for us currently. This morning's snap sell-off, yes, it went below this point of control slightly, but only down to 117.5. I'm not seeing the major liquidation pressure that I would expect to see, to be kind of like battening down the hatches for a major pullback. And actually in the shorter term, I'm seeing liquidity stack up above us here in this $120,500 zone on Bitcoin. So obviously I'm a bull here. I'm feeling bullish. I'm seeing kind of in the short term more of a magnet to the upside here, which would be kind of nice to see. I know that for the large, macro view of Bitcoin, the up and to the right action is not deniable, but we are sitting on this newly developed, almost like bull pennant type flag for Bitcoin. And I really want to see us be able to break out. This is the current range that I'm working with. And it is a pretty tight channel that we've been developing just over the last few days here. We're at the upper end of that channel. Gonna see if we end up going up here, snapping this liquidity, which be at the upper echelon of this, and then head back down to this, or if we can actually finally do what I've been looking for, where we come back down to the trend and then blast on up to that honestly, I feel like $140,000 is coming pretty quickly. I can see that absolutely coming quickly. Shout out to everyone that I see a lot of aerodrome holders. I do want to go look at aerodrome right now in terms of where that ecosystem is sitting. How healthy is the aerodrome money ecosystem? So right here, we had that recent local peak. We are down drastically from that local peak. Came out to about 1.2 bill at a point. We're currently sitting half that at $600 million in total value locked. Let's add the metrics of arrow price to this. Pretty well matched up. Here in terms of TVL to the token price. I don't feel like there's like, whoa, this seems like way undervalued. It's definitely moving in tandem with the total value locked. This, aerodrome, I feel pretty much solid that base is going to capture a lot of institutional DeFi movements. I think a lot of the new money that's coming in, that's going to come in over the next few months here and years, is going to be coming through institutions. Coinbase is the likely entry point for that. Now, Coinbase's DEX, the decentralized exchange, is powered and kind of juiced by Aerodrome in the background. So I'm seeing Aerodrome with a strong catalyst in terms of utility to be utilized in the same way or even more as Uniswap was last cycle. It's got even more to offer than Uniswap did last cycle. And Coinbase now holds massive, ungodly amounts of Bitcoin. So Coinbase has become systemically important. I will say that Coinbase has become systemically important. So when I look at the plays downhill, what's around Coinbase and what they're doing, Aerodrome is one of those that's smack dab in the middle. Aerodrome and then Morpho are key base projects to watch. Base projects. Let's go to Aerodrome's price and see what we're looking at here. We're just under $1. All right, so we're still trying to fight through that dollar zone. I said thank you for the super chat game day. Appreciate you. Drew, since you last looked at Alien Base a few days ago, they just became an official Circle partner. Would you be able to take a quick look? Sure I will. For sure I will. Anybody reading this, trust me, start taking profits every Friday, do to 5 to 10%. You will not regret it. Dollar cost out. That's not bad advice. That's not bad advice at all. Jason Casper's chicken. I like that advice. You know what I mean? No one goes broke taking profits. No one goes broke. And when you do take profits, like remember, I was like, you know what? We're pretty cooked. We're pretty high in March. And I was like taking profits on Aerodrome above $2. I was taking profits on AVAX at $50. It was not a bad time. People make fun of you and you feel like an idiot when you're doing it, but don't go broke not taking. Please, for the love of God, take profits. Jesus. There's no one there to save you or make your life okay if products go to zero. So just keep that in mind. Now, Aerodrome had two peaks above $2, right? And it's been pretty aggressive. Aerodrome, I feel like $2 is a very, very low long-term estimate for how high this token can get. Honestly, this thing's pretty underutilized, pretty underdiscovered as things sit right now. We haven't seen Coinbase with pointed marketing to get institutions on their decks. No, we haven't seen that. Are we going to see that? I think so. But I think Aerodrome is completely underdiscovered. I think that, Aerodrome is probably going to perform at least half as well as Uniswap did last cycle. And guess what? Uniswap did $22 billion of market cap at the peak of last cycle. Let's see here. Hold on. Let's see here. I got to look at this. Isaac is right next to me. I don't know if you can. Look at that. They want proof of life that you're alive. There he is. He's alive. He's working. He's working tirelessly in the background on our blockchain basement content for you people. Now, Aerodrome.
Be grateful, you ungrateful swines.
Oh my God. In Quince Ocho. All right. So this is Aerodrome. Right now, you're gonna obviously have the psychological selling, the turbulent zone here. You have two spots at $1.30 and then $2. But from there, once you break out, you're in literal price discovery. And this thing, by all relative terms to these huge blue chips, is a micro cap. It's at a $800 million market cap right now. So we go take a look. What does it mean for Aerodrome if it should even do half as well as Uniswap did last cycle? Well, let's go take a look, folks. Let's go take a look. I feel like this is conservative expectation. I really, really do. Am I being too conservative on it? Just let me know, chat. Chat, let me know. I think that we can accomplish 10 bill. I think we can accomplish 10 bill and be around $11.20 a unit. And that's like conservative. If we do what Uniswap did last cycle in a bigger, look, like, all right, I'm talking about Uniswap last cycle where the entire market cap only hit 3 trillion. We are currently sitting at 4 trillion with a strong potential to double from where we're at right now. So calling for Aerodrome to do half as good as Uniswap did last cycle in that much smaller environment, I think is extremely conservative. I think it's extremely conservative. But I'm trying to be reasonable. Right? Trying to be reasonable. Now, If Uniswap's performance is translated to Aerodrome this market, then you're looking at $23 a unit or 24x from where it currently sits. The bags are packed on Aerodrome. I feel good about it. Honestly, it is one that if I see go back down to 50 cents, I'm going to buy it again. I'm going to buy it again. I'll do it again. So if it goes to 50 cents, that's where I'm going. Did I miss an H-bar rant? No. We do have, by proxy, I have H-bar in the family portfolio. You know what, Freedom Guy? You know what, buddy?
You are banned!
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You know? Freedom Guy. That's a free now, are you? All right. Aerodrome, if it punches back down to 50 cents, I'm going to buy some more. It is what it is. I see this as a strong alt. And it's not often that I find a long-term strong alt. Right? It's really not. Like, it is hard to find a good altcoin. Now, right now, we're in the season where vaporware is going to pump. You're going to see Becker vids with him licking 50 cals and things exploding. And things are going to be kind of crazy for a while. Just use discretion. Use discretion. Don't top blast. Your entry points on altcoins matter exponentially more than they do your entry points on Bitcoin. You can basically top blast Bitcoin and still win. Altcoins, you have to be very concise. You have to be very patient, very calculated, and you have to move with aggression when the time comes. When the opportunities come, you have to move with aggression to get those good entries. Now, I love and appreciate you. It's been an interesting show. This is our first show streaming on Discover Crypto as Blockchain Basement. Blockchain Basement, our YouTube, of course, is going to keep running. Isaac is working tirelessly to get our videos done. We got a video coming out at 5 p.m. here on Blockchain Basement. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Love and appreciate you guys. Thanks for bringing all of your questions, all of your love, all of your concern. And there's Kelly waving goodbye. I'll see you on the next show. Until next time.
We just wanted to take a quick second to shout out our sponsor, Arculus. They are a cold storage hardware wallet, helps you secure all of your digital assets for the future. Just tap this thing to the back of your phone and boom, you're in. We wouldn't be able to do this without them, but also wouldn't be able to do this without you guys, the Disco fam. You've supported us a lot over the years. If you want to support the channel now, just use the code DC20. It gets you 20% off this card. It's the #1 way you can support this channel going forward. Thank you for your support. We'll see you at the top.